Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be reading another story from Legends of the Egyptian Gods. So today we're going to read the story called The Birth of Horus. This is like my favorite story in all the legends. I actually talked about it in my last video about the Hall of Judgment a little bit. And this is part 5 of this book. Part 5, Legend of the Birth of Horus, son of Isis and Osiris. The greater part of the text consists of a hymn to Osiris, which is probably composed under the 18th dynasty when an extraordinary development of the cult of that god took place and when he was placed by Egyptian theologians at the head of all the gods. Though unseen in the temples, his presence filled all Egypt, and his body formed the very substance of the country. He was the god of all gods and the governor of the two companies of the gods. He formed the soul and the body of Ra. He was the beneficent spirit of all spirits. He was himself the celestial food on which the doubles in the other world lived. I don't even know what that means. He was the greatest of the gods on Heliopolis, Memphis, Heracleopolis, Hermopolis, Abydos, and the region of the first cataract. So the last paragraph of this hymn to Osiris, which is most of the text, the last paragraph of the text contains an allusion to Isis, the sister and wife of Osiris, and mentions the legend of the birth of Horus, which even under the 18th dynasty was very ancient. Isis, we are told, was the constant protectress of her brother. She drove away the fiends that wanted to attack him and kept them out of his shrine and tomb, and she guarded him from all accidents. All these things she did by means of spells and incantations, large numbers of which were known to her, and by her power as the witch goddess. Her mouth was trained to perfection, and she made no mistake in pronouncing her spells, and her tongue was skilled and halted not. At length came the unlucky day when Set succeeded in killing Osiris during the war which the good god was waging against him and his fiends. Details of the engagement are wanting, but the pyramid texts state that the body of Osiris was hurled to the ground by Set at a place called Netat, which seems to have been near Abydos. I hope I'm saying that right. The news of the death of Osiris was brought to Isis, and she at once set out to find his body. All legends agree in saying that she took the form of a bird, and that she flew about unceasingly, going hither and thither, and uttering wailing cries of grief. At length she found the body, and with a piercing cry she alighted on the ground. The pyramid texts say that Nephthys was with her, that Isis came, Nephthys came, and one on the right side, the other on the left side, one in the form of a hot bird, and the other in the form of a chert bird. And they found Osiris thrown on the ground in Netat by his brother Set. The late form of the legend goes on to say that Isis fanned the body with her feathers and produced air, and that at length she caused the inert members of Osiris to move and drew from him his essence, wherefrom she produced her child Horus. Whoa. This bare statement of the dogma of the conception of Horus does not represent all that is known about it, and it may well be supplemented by a passage from the pyramid texts, which reads, "Adoration to thee, O Osiris, rise thou up on thy left side, place thyself on thy right side. This water which I give unto thee is the water of youth or rejuvenation. Adoration to thee, Osiris. Rise thou up on thy left side, place thyself on thy right side. This bread which I have made for thee is warmth, Adoration to thee, O Osiris. The doors of heaven are open to thee. The doors of the streams are thrown wide open to thee. The gods in the city of Pe come to thee, Osiris, at the sound or voice of the supplication of Isis and Nephthys. Thy elder sister took thy body in her arms. She chafed thy hands. She clasped thee to her breast when she found thee lying on the side of the plain of Netet. In another place we read, thy two sisters, Isis and Nephthys, came to thee, Kamert, in thy name of Kamer, Auchet in thy name of Auchet Isis and Nephthys weave magical protection for thee in the city of Saut, for thee their lord, in thy name of Lord of Saut, for their God, in thy name of God. They praise thee, go not thou far from them, in thy name of Tua. They present offerings to thee, be not wroth, in thy name of Chentra. Thy sister Isis cometh to thee, rejoicing in her love for thee. Thou hast union with her, thy seed entereth her. She conceiveth in the form of the star Septet, or Sothis. Horus Sept issueth from thee in the form of Horus, dweller in the star Septet. Thou makest a spirit to be in him, in his name spirit dwelling in the god Chentru. He avengeth thee in his name of Horus, the son who avenged his father. Hail, Osiris Keb hath brought to thee Horus. He hath avenged thee. He hath brought to thee the hearts of the gods. Horus hath given thee his eye. Thou hast taken possession of the Urut crown, thereby at the head of the gods. Horus hath presented to thee by thy members. He hath collected them completely. There is no disorder in thee. Thoth hath seized thy enemy and hath slain him and those who are with him. The above words are addressed to dead kings in the pyramid of texts, and what the gods were supposed to do for them was believed by the Egyptians to have been actually done for Osiris. These extracts are peculiarly valuable, for they prove that the legend of Osiris, which was current under the 18th dynasty, was based upon traditions which were universally accepted in Egypt under the 5th and 6th dynasties. The hymn concludes with a reference to the accession of Horus, son of Isis, the flesh and the bone of Osiris, to the throne of his grandfather Keb, and to the welcome which he received from the Chechta, or administrators of heaven, and the company of the gods and the lords of truth who assembled in the great house of Heliopolis to acknowledge his sovereignty. His succession also received the approval of Nebuchadnezzar, who, as we saw from the first legend in this book, was the creator of the universe. That was it was worded very technically and very directly translated. So that was a really short tale today, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you join me for the next one. So I hope you have a great night or day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.